Hey-oh. Okay. Hello, folks, and welcome to the show. We are expecting, at least me, that today might be the last day before closing arguments. Let's see here. Friday, the judge told the prosecutor, "You had 4 hours of cross-examination now. I will give you 90 minutes more." So that is what we're having at the start, unless something happened over the weekend. Then it is Rocky's manager that will take the stand, and unless Rocky himself is going to testify, that's the defense case in chief. Now, of course, that also gives to the prosecution's rebuttal. If they want to have a rebuttal case, but with what that they all haven't already had. Yeah. So that is what we are expecting today. But first of all, hello everybody. Hello, Kerfuffle, Gwendolyn, Vice baby. Hello over at Rumble. Hello YouTubes. Hello you over at X. And yeah, we have a big day today, and it seems like they're already going. Gone. I thought the one day they aren't late is this day. Hold on. Boom. And boom. All right. The one day he is not late. Let's see here. Closed captions. Sound booster.
As required by Penal Code Section 1054, and it lists a number of areas that Mr. Lewin is going to be testifying about. There's no mention in the summary about him taking possession of the prop gun and what he did with it after. Now, there's a case called People versus Jackson. That site is 15 Cal Court 1197. In this case, the court completely precluded defense witnesses, a defense witness, because here, I'm going to quote from the case. Here, because the testimony was allegedly exculpatory, the trial court refused to believe defense counsel did not seriously consider calling the witness until moments before he did. Even if withholding the identity of the witness was not willful, lesser sanctions would not have been adequate. Immediate disclosure or contempt of counsel would have been insufficient because the people would not have had a meaningful opportunity to rebut or impeach the statement. Similarly, a continuance would have been inadequate because the declarant's whereabouts were unknown, and thus her unavailability.
We don't have that in this case.
Cross-examining her. The people would have been unduly prejudiced by admitting the testimony without an opportunity for cross-examination, and the integrity of the adversary process would have been compromised, as parties with little to lose would be encouraged to not comply with pre-trial discovery rules. The court did not abuse its discretion in precluding the testimony. And this is what the court in Jackson also ruled. Rather than comply with reciprocal discovery rules by giving the people the name of the witness and the proposed testimony, he chose to surprise the people with the statement at trial, admitting such potentially unreliable evidence, untested by cross-examination, would not only have prejudiced the people's case, but would have undermined the discovery process. So the situation we have is not quite like Jackson, but it approaches Jackson. I believe that under Jackson, I would have had the authority to preclude Mr. Lewin from giving any testimony about this recently discovered evidence or this information that was recently turned over to the police about him taking possession of the prop gun and what he did with it. If I did that, however, the defense case would be prejudiced. But then I'm also concerned about prejudice to the people because this came late in the game. So this is the way I thought it could be remedied, so that neither side is prejudiced and both sides can fully present their case. Before Mr. Lewin takes the stand, I required that he agree to a complete interview by the prosecution, and I understand that happened.
Yes, after initially refusing to speak with us. He spoke
All right, so
to us a few moments ago.
I also required that the person who took possession of the gun, the director in New York, that he be interviewed on tape by the people. And if Mr. Lewin testifies to anything that is inconsistent with any prior statements he made to this person in New York, that the tape can be played to impeach Mr. Lewin's testimony, if there is any. So that's the way we're going to remedy to ensure both sides are treated fairly, neither side is prejudiced, both sides get to fully present their case. Now, I understand, Mr. Lewin, you interviewed Mr. Lewin for a period of time, and you said some additional information has come forward that you did not have on Friday, which relates to the witness on the stand now?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor, both from, it's going to be important, I don't want to disclose it, but I can tell you that based on what we're being told now, there are going to be questions I'm going to have to ask of the correct witness on the stand. With that in mind, I'm asking the court for an additional 30 minutes. I understand the court is given 90. I'm going to ask for an additional 30 minutes. I can promise the court I will finish during that time.
All right, is this information that you did not have on Friday while you were cross-examining the witness?
Yes, that is correct.
So when did you discover this additional information?
Well, I discovered it in speaking to the individual, just so it's clear, when they turned over the information last night, they still did not identify who the person was. And the court ordered that it be turned over this morning. They didn't immediately turn it over. I found out who the person was sometime around 8:30 this morning, and we were able to call him, and we interviewed that individual.
Did his identity and contact information come from someone on the defense?
Yes, so eventually they supplied it. I sent a very nasty email explaining to them that I wasn't asking for it, the judge ordered it, and they better turn it over. And they finally turned it over.
All right,
Then he became sworn. We then interviewed Mr. Lewin. And
Even when he is right, he's a whining little bee.
Some issues that I now.
all right, okay. I had said Friday, 90 minutes, and that was in stone, 90 minutes. However, because of the new information, we'll get the additional 30 minutes.
We appreciate it.
So it's a total of 2 hours and not 121 minutes, 120 minutes.
Well, you did say, Ron, you would let my co-counsel have the clock.
Yeah, I don't care who times it, but
You were a little quick on blood here, Your Honor.
so it's going to be 2 hours from the time he takes the stand.
Yes.
I just want to remind everybody at council table, CCP 177 still applies. I'm not going to tolerate any speaking objections, arguing with the witness, arguing with each other, snide comments made to each other, and arguing with the decision of mine. That still remains in full force and effect. All right, let's bring in the jury.
Your Honor, there's one last thing that we need to put on the record. One, regarding the court's last comment, we just want to make sure we have to get into the grounds because we cannot respond if we don't get the grounds. Court's ordered it, so I would
Listen,
I will
the
not
defense is well aware.
Okay.
If there's an objection, the legal basis has to be, it has to be stated.
The second issue, Your Honor, the court said the court did not want to, quote, cast aspersions of either side. The court has found that this was not inadvertent.
That's right, and nothing more need be said about it. I did not find it was inadvertent, that's why I came up with the remedy I did. I don't want to talk any more about it than I already have. Just bring in the jury. Oh, and 12 minutes.
All right. It seems as if whoever took control of the prop gun has now revealed themselves to the defense. The defense handed it over to the prosecution. Prosecution managed to interview that person this very morning. This is, I hate to say it, but this is bad for the by the defense. Hate to say it, but yeah, not good to wait this long. Because if this is the prime defense, this should have been over and done with a long time ago. So this will be interesting. Okay, so no longer 90 minutes. He gets an extra 13 minutes. So 2 hours more of cross-examination of 12. And yeah, I'm very interested in knowing what actually...
Parties, jurors, and counsel are present. Mr. Phillips is on the stand. And Mr. Lewin, you may resume.
I want to first ask you, Mr. Phillips, have you had any contact, that means by text, in-person, smoke signals, whatever it might be, any contact with the defendant or his attorneys since you were sitting in court on Friday?
No, sir.
So I want to go back to the end of the first incident. And you understand, when I say first incident and second incident, you understand what I mean, right?
If you could be more detailed, just so we can be on the same page.
Sure. So the first incident is going to be the incident by the parking garage by the W. The second incident is going to be where the shooting happened in the parking lot. So when I say first incident, I mean the first incident. Second incident is the one in the parking lot. You understand that now?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to ask you, how did the first incident by the parking garage entrance, how did that end? What caused that to end?
By me telling Rocky to go around the corner, and also by Hills, I guess, trying to calm down Red.
You would agree that that first incident ended only because there were literally people walking by the defendant as he took out that gun, correct?
No.
Do you remember people walking by the defendant as he had the gun out?
I remember seeing people walk up the hill, yes.
This is my question. Do you remember seeing individuals walking directly by the defendant after he removed the gun and had the gun in his hand?
I did not see individuals walking directly next to him.
Okay, let me show you. We're going to put up again People's 15. So I want you to watch. You're going to see steps. There's the gun out. Now they're on camera, and you see Sabit. Did you see two sets of footsteps that were walking from the direction to the left of the screen, past where you guys were all standing, to the right of the screen?
Yes.
And would you agree that if we rewind that, they are literally walking by? You can't see where they are, but you can see their feet. They are walking by literally the spot where the defendant has the gun at the time he has the gun out, correct?
Can I see it again?
Sure. So they're off screen now. There's the gun is put back, and there are those individuals. You would agree they've walked extremely close, if not directly by where the incident was occurring, correct?
They walk by us, yes.
So you would agree that if Mr. Mayers had decided to use that gun right at that point, that would have been directly in front of those individuals.
Can you rephrase it?
So if he had decided, I want to take that gun out, and I want to use it, I want to shoot it at Relly, that would have been done directly in front of those two people.
I can't answer a hypothetical question, but he did not do it on the screen.
Listen to my question. You just agreed that they were literally walking by the exact spot where this incident was going on, correct?
Yes.
So what I'm telling you, asking you, would you agree, sir, that if Rocky at that point, Mr. Mayers, had actually used the gun that we saw him remove, it would have been done directly in front of those people?
Objection, close to speculation.
What the prosecution is going for here is Rocky would have used the gun, but these people got in the way. That is what he's gunning for here. Gunning. No, see what I did?
I can't agree because you see him going in the opposite direction, and you can see the people walking in another direction from him. You don't see them running. You don't see them trying to like evade anything. You just see them walking.
So I didn't ask you, sir, if in fact those individuals ever saw the gun. I asked you, would you agree that if he had decided to use the gun at that point, it would have been right where those people were, correct?
I can't agree.
All right. What after the first incident ended, would you agree that although Relly was angry, he did not ever respond by pulling any weapon himself, correct?
Correct.
And would you also agree that as you're personally aware, Relly never had any weapon with him that you ever saw during either of these two incidents, correct?
Aside from using his hands, I didn't see anything else.
So I just asked you about a weapon. Did you consider Relly's hands to be a weapon?
Honestly, yes.
Okay, so other than his hands, did he have a weapon? Gun, knife, club, any weapon that you saw?
To be honest, I only seen his hands, and his hands could be considered a weapon.
If you can answer the question I'm asking, it would be helpful. Listen to my question, sir. Did you ever see any weapon other than his hands in Relly's possession at any point during either of the two incidents?
I seen his hands, yes.
All right.
Your Honor, could more
This is what he's asking. We understand that you believe that Relly's hands were weapons. But what he's asking you, though, is did you see him with a gun at all, any time that night?
I said no. I said
All right,
no.
did you see him with a knife?
No.
Did you see him with a club?
No.
Did you see him with any kind of weapon that could be an offensive weapon that could be used against someone else?
Thank you, Your Honor. What is the first thing that you remember happening after the first incident ended? So what happened?
After the first incident happened, I just recall Rocky being around the corner first, because I told him to go. Also, Ills trying to calm Rel down, Rel in the back, kind of angry and like volatile, getting ready to make a move, but I'm telling Rocky, yo, leave. So that's the first thing I seen. First thing I seen was Rocky leave, then it'll speak to Relly, and then Relly start picking up more energy to like get closer to Rocky.
And it's your testimony at this point in time, you have not seen Relly hit anybody, correct?
Not yet.
Okay. And you've also talked about how large and muscular Relly is, correct?
Yes,
You mentioned that Relly is much stronger than you, he's much stronger than Ills, he's much stronger than Mr. Mayor, correct?
yes.
So would you agree, sir, that the reason that Relly hasn't hit anybody at this point in time is because Relly didn't want to hit anybody at this point in time?
Correction, Your Honor, both the state of mind speculation about it.
Read the question back, please, guys.
The prosecution
Do you
is
agree, sir, that the reason that Relly hasn't hit anybody is this?
the prosecution is always mumbling out these questions in order to get a gotcha moment. And in my opinion, it's bad lawyering. When you always try to get a gotcha moment. Because there should not be a gotcha moment. Ask him straightforward questions. It really isn't that hard. You saw the judge. Ask him straightforward. Did you see this? No. Did you see that? No. It really is that easy. But prosecutor Lewin constantly trying to get a gotcha moment.
Point in time is because Relly didn't want to hit anybody at this time.
Sustain.
Was there anything preventing Relly from punching Ills?
At that moment, I feel like his eyes was on Rocky. So I'm not too sure what was his state of mind. I'm not too sure.
I didn't ask you state of mind. I'm going to ask you again. He's right next to Ills, correct?
Yes,
Is there anything that would have stopped him from physically being able to punch Ills?
he did end up punching Ills.
You just testified that he did not punch Ills.
No, I'm saying he did end up punching Ills. So can you explain it to me so I can understand?
Sure. I'm only talking about this first incident, all right? You're saying, you talked about how Relly was angry.
Yes.
And even though I didn't ask you, you interjected during the last question how Relly was, quote, planning his next move or about to make a move.
The projection argument.
So my question is, since you said Relly was, quote, about to make a move, you would agree that at that point in time, we're still at the first scene, at the parking structure, there was nothing to stop Relly from punching Ills right at that time, correct?
Correct.
There was nothing to stop Relly from punching you at that time, correct?
I wasn't that close. It was space between us.
Well, did you ever see Relly charge you and try to punch you?
Yes, I did.
So you're telling me that at that first incident, you are now testifying that Relly tried to punch you?
I'm saying when we turned the corner, this is still a part of the same incident. I understand you trying to separate it, but it's still the same incident when he's coming around the corner.
And you're telling me Relly tried to punch you when he went around the corner?
Yes.
And can you tell us where in your statement you ever mentioned this fact that you're now testifying
The
to?
projection, Your Honor, is not this case. Into this.
It's a statement that they provided.
The objection's over.
What? For fuck. Jesus Christ, Your Honor, it's not a statement, it's a summary. They showed them a summary. And now all of a sudden you're overruling the defense of objections. It literally cannot be a statement because he did not write it, he did not sign it. It is not his statement. It's a summary by the defense.
You want me to show you the statement?
I don't need to see the statement.
Have you ever told the defense that that Relly tried to punch you in this case?
I had to tell them that because you can see it clear on the video. He's coming towards me.
So you're saying he's coming towards you and you're saying he tried to punch you. Which is it? Did you physically see him with his fist try to punch you?
So, would you like me to explain? I can explain.
No, I want you to answer the question I've asked.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So-
For one, after he hit Ills, I heard him running towards me, and then that's when I juke, and I run to the side.
Wait a minute, you just testified, sir, that Relly never tried to hit Ills at the first scene. That didn't happen until the second scene.
Okay, I'm explaining the whole situation. So to you, it might be one incident, two incidents. To everybody, it's just one incident.
No, sir, I clarified with you, and you told me you understood. We were talking about two separate incidents. I asked you specifically what happened during the first.
So the first incident.
I'm not done with my question. When I'm done, you'll know.
Judge, objection. When I'm done, we'll know. Argument to the bedroom.
Argument sustained as a fee.
Sir, please listen to my question. I'll let you know when the question is over. You were previously asked whether or not Relly hit Ills during the first incident. You said no. Do you recall that testimony?
Yes.
You are now saying that, in fact, Relly did hit Ills during the first incident, correct?
I'm not saying Relly hit Ills during the first incident. No, he did not hit Ills during the first incident.
So I want to be clear. I'll let you know when I'm talking about the second incident.
No problem.
So what I asked you is you would agree that had Relly wanted to hit either of the three of you, Ills, yourself, or the defendant, during the first incident, and between the first and the second incident,
Yes.
there was nothing physically from stopping him from doing that.
If we talk about the first incident, right?
Yes.
The first incident where he put his hands on Rocky.
Yes.
Okay, so the first incident, he did put his hands on somebody.
Your Honor, can the court, I have a limited time. The witness is repeatedly, intentionally not answering my questions.
All right, listen very carefully to the question and just answer the question. Okay, ask the question again.
Isn't it true that during the first incident and between the first and second incident, that there was nothing physically preventing Relly from punching or hitting you or Ills or the defendant? That's a yes or a no question. Do you agree that that is correct?
I don't agree.
So my question is, can you tell me, you've explained how strong Relly is. You explained that he's stronger than you, he's stronger than the defendant, he's stronger than Ills. So my question is, what exactly was preventing him from punching any of the three of you during the first incident or between the first and the second incident?
I don't know what exactly was stopping him aside from Ills.
How is he supposed to know that? You're asking him to place himself in Relly's mind. Now, there's plenty of room in Relly's mind, but he cannot do it. I'm getting pissed off here at how this is this a California thing? I need to know. I honestly need to know if this is a California thing that these type of questions are allowed, or if it's just this judge who allows it.
He was saying, trying to calm him down. Ills was trying to calm him down. And also, we were trying to get from where we were. So maybe because we were moving, that's the only thing that could have stopped him from hitting us, because we were moving away from him.
Well, Relly did not chase after the three of you running and trying to assault any of you, correct?
He followed us.
Do you know the difference between following and chasing somebody?
Well, I feel like there's different ways to follow. You can follow by walking, or you can follow by running.
Was he running after you guys, chasing you at any point in time?
We didn't run, we walked around the corner.
So if you walked around the corner and Relly did not catch up to you, then you agree he was not running after you, trying to catch you, correct?
That's not true, because when we turned the corner, Relly was right next to the Ills.
So now your testimony is that in fact Relly was chasing you down, is that correct?
I said Rel was following Ills. He was following Ills.
So when you get to the area where the second incident occurred, I want you to describe exactly what happened when the second incident began. So I want you to actually explain to us, you're walking between the first incident and the second incident, and I want you to now describe how does the second incident start?
And so we're on the same page. Can you explain to me, to yourself, where do you feel as though the second incident started?
Well, the second incident, you testified on direct, started when you get to the parking lot.
No, I know what I said, but you asked me a question. I just want to be able to answer the question efficiently.
When you get to the parking lot, that is when, in your mind, the second incident started, correct?
To me, as soon as we turn the corner,
Okay, so which corner are you describing when you turn? And I'm not gonna make you streets, because I know it's complicated. My question is, are you talking about when you turn the corner right where the parking lot is, where the second incident starts? Are you talking about when you turn the corner leaving the first incident?
so basically, from my recollection, because I can't see the video right now, the second incident starts as we turn the corner.
Turn the corner
As we make the left, I believe we made the left.
into the parking lot where the second incident, where the shots were fired? Or are you talking about when you first leave a block and a half away?
So notice that we left a whole block away. We started walking. We didn't run because this is.
He has explained this over and over and over and over again. So the reason why there's prosecution, oh, we have limited time. Yeah, because you're a freaking moron. Over and over again. Let's try from this angle. Let's try from that angle. These are the last hour of Friday and the beginning here are all asked and answered questions.
This is still a front, and there was no plans or anything to do them. So why would we run from a front? We just walking down the block. So also giving him time to just, I guess calm down. So we just walk down the block.
So you're talking about when you turn left, you mean after you've been walking and you get to where the parking lot is, where the shooting happened, correct?
So as soon as we got down the block and go to turn to the corner, we come around the corner a little bit, Rail attacks the hills.
Okay, and can you describe how he attacked Hills?
From my recollection, he started swinging. He started just, throwing punches.
And those punches were landing on Hills, correct?
Yes.
And you ended up seeing an injury to Hills' upper knuckles, correct? You've seen the injury, is that right?
Excuse me?
Hills or? Not Hills, I'm sorry, my fault. You've seen the injury to Relly's upper knuckles, correct?
I never seen him in person, so can you show me?
So let me ask you, were you aware?
Yeah. Were there any injuries to Rally's knuckles, Mr. Prosecutor? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? But he tries to say it, I was grazed by a bullet. Sebastian Müller, the judge really need to wake up. The state is asking the same questions, expecting a different answer. Yeah. This is...
That Relly suffered an injury the night of November 6th to his upper knuckles. Upper finger, excuse me.
From what I heard, but I never seen the injury.
Okay, I'm gonna show it to you now.
This is a waste of time.
This is the 17.
Do you see the injuries to his knuckles? Actually, the top of the fingers. Do you see those injuries in the first three?
Yes.
Have you ever seen that before?
I've probably seen it like on the internet, but I never seen it up close. I never seen it.
And did you see it that night?
No.
Your position is you said Ills was getting punched by Relly, correct?
Yes.
And I don't want to get myself in trouble. Was that with a fist or an open hand?
I know it's his hand. I'm not too sure of the positioning of his hand.
Thank you, Mr. Prosecutor, for giving the jury an explanation to the injuries on his knuckles. Thank you.
And you said before, in your direct evidence, your direct testimony and cross-examination, on Friday you said that Relly punched Ills repeatedly with a fist. Do you recall that?
Yes,
So you're now talking about, that's the incident you're referring to where Ills was punched by Relly, correct?
yes.
And that was with a fist, correct?
Yeah, fist is on your hand, so I believe so.
And that was multiple times, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And you explained that Relly is extremely strong, correct?
Yes.
And we showed you the pictures of Ills from the next night, and you agreed you couldn't see any visible injuries, correct?
I never said that Ill's face was broken. I never said he had a black and blue in his eyes. I said,
Motion
yeah.
strike is non-responsive. Sustained. Listen to my question. Strict. You testified on Friday that you agreed that Ills did not have any visible injuries, correct?
Oh, can you rephrase that? And do you mean by the video that you showed the next day? You didn't say the video of the, because we can't.
Well, wait a minute. Are you saying you remember him having visible injuries?
I'm asking you, can you rephrase it? Because you're just saying, you're saying from the video or what event?
Well, let's take it one at a time. You testified on Friday that the visible injury, you said that his lip was bleeding.
Yes.
And you agreed that in the video that you saw, you couldn't see his lip bleeding.
So subject to which video? That's what it says.
Well,
Which video?
I showed you a video
Would you like to show me again?
on Friday.
You talking about the video that was taken the following day?
Yes, the video
That's
taken the
the video
following
you're
day
talking about, okay.
where he has the flag on. You said, we had it up there.
Yes.
You could not see any visible injury to his face, correct?
Also,
Is that correct?
Yes or no?
yes.
So my question to you is, if Relly is punching him multiple times with his fist, do you know why there was no visible injury?
I have no idea.
Okay. I want to now show you, you said that, let me ask it this way. So it's your position that the second incident started because Relly attacked Ills, is that correct?
Yes.
And it's your position that that incident started and that it was the defendant pulling out what you said is a prop gun in response to that, is that correct?
Can you rephrase that?
You're saying that the defendant pulled the prop gun out, what you said is a prop gun, in response to Relly punching Ills.
From the first situation or the second video? Because I'm trying to be sure.
In the second incident,
Yes.
you said the second incident started when all of a sudden Relly starts attacking Ills, punching him.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And you've also, I want to be clear, you said that on direct examination, that is the reason that you saw that the defendant pulled out the gun, because he was trying to protect Ills who was under attack. Is that correct?
In the second situation.
Yes.
Can you show me the video so we could all see it together and I can explain to you?
Well, we're gonna watch the video,
Yes.
but before that, I'm asking you, that is what you have said, correct?
Yes.
All right, now we're gonna watch the video. I want you to pay close attention as we watch this video. This is people 17. I want you to pay close attention as to.
Yeah, when prosecutor Lewin gets riled up, he stumbles on his words. Now, the judge said this on Friday about Lewin, that Lewin is the best cross-examiner he knows. And my immediate reaction to that was, you poor people in LA, you absolute poor people, if Prosecutor Lewin is the best cross-examiner, because this is so bad, in my opinion.
Whether or not there is contact between Relly and Ills before the defendant pulls out his gun. You're watching on the top left.
Yes, Gwendolyn. Lewin thinks he's doing a stellar job.
Stop. You would agree that at this moment right here, that the defendant has removed the gun and is walking towards where Relly and Ills are, correct?
No.
I want you to tell me, use the pointer. I want you to tell me, identify each person on the screen, please.
Okay. Can you rewind it?
Sure.
Right here.
Yeah, we'll rewind it. Who's in the red?
I'm in the red.
You're the easiest one to identify in the red, right? Okay.
So
stop it.
Stop it.
Okay.
That's Rocky.
Okay.
That's myself. I believe over here is Ills. I can't tell you.
Okay, do you agree that at this point in time, there is no contact, and there has not been any contact at this second incident between Relly and Hills?
Well, yes.
Okay, we're gonna keep playing it. Stop. Okay, watch it again, and I'm gonna ask you, when we get there, would you agree that the defendant turns around and pulls out his gun? Stop. Gun is coming out now, and I want you to point to where the defendant is and where Ills is.
Well, I see the defendant, but I don't see him pulling out with the gun. I don't see him.
You go and you point to where the defendant is, I'm sorry, where Ills is and where Relly is.
So this would be the defendant.
Yep.
This would be myself.
Yep.
Over here would be Ills.
Yep.
And I believe this would be Red.
Would you agree that up to this point, Relly, at the second incident, has not made any physical contact with Ills?
He plays with you.
Listen to my question. Up until this point, and I'll keep playing it, do you agree that there has been no physical contact that Relly has made with Ills?
Right here, there's
Yeah.
no physical contact.
And no physical contact right before, correct?
Right before we got right before he had no contact.
Okay, that's at 56 seconds.
Depending on the trial, they will combine or as they are.
Excuse me?
No, we're just clarifying for the record, sir. So you would agree, this is the beginning of the second incident, correct?
Thank you, Dave. Yes, it
I would
is.
say this is the second incident, yes.
Is it the beginning of the second incident?
No, because I would say the beginning of the second incident is when Relly puts his hands on Hills. So that's when it becomes an incident.
Yes, I agree with Dave. Today is the monetary support your local Swedish streamer day. Congratulations. Thanks, Dave.
Because before then, we were leaving.
So the second incident hasn't started yet, according to you, correct? There's been no hands.
There's no hands from it. There's nothing going on from anybody right now.
Okay, so I just want to be clear. So in your position, where we are right now, at 56 seconds, the incident has not started yet, correct? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Watch. Stop. You would agree.
The prosecution is always saying, "Oh, look here, he's pulling the gun." No, first of all, that's narration. That's up to the jury to decide when the gun was drawn or not. Second, you can't see if a gun was drawn or not. What you can see is somebody in the background just jumping somebody, in my opinion.
That the defendant advances towards where Relly and Ills are before Relly makes any attempt to make contact with Ills. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct.
Would you agree that before there's any contact between Relly and Ills, the defendant has already taken out his gun?
That's not correct.
Okay? Please play it, rewind it, and we'll play it going forward. Okay? Keep watching, sir. Want to stop? Where were you when the second incident started?
Well, referring to when I said it began,
Yeah.
when Relly attacked Ills, I was right there. I was right next to him.
What did you do? As soon as the defendant, you saw him take out his gun, what did you do?
Can you rephrase that?
When the defendant took out his gun, you ran towards that wall for safety, correct?
No, I ran towards the wall. If you could play it, you could see Red coming towards me. That's when I moved.
Play it again. So your position is you were going, I thought Relly is attacking Ills. Is Relly attacking Ills or is he going after you?
So Relly hit Ills. He got Ills out the way, and then he tried to hit me. And I stated before, I'm not fighting Red because my ego hurt.
We're gonna
So I juked and moved.
We're gonna play, and I want you to tell me, I want you to yell stop when you see the point where Relly is trying to hit you.
Stop.
This is where you're saying Relly's trying to hit you.
Yep, and you see me moving.
Let's
But now, you agree that by this time, the defendant has a gun out, correct?
The warning shot came.
Listen to my question. By this point in time, the defendant has the gun out already.
The prop is out after it was attacked, not before, after.
Listen to my question. It's pretty simple. I'm not asking you about when Ills was attacked.
Oh, you
I'm saying at this
condescending
point in the
prick.
video, before you start running towards the wall, he has the gun out, correct? That's a yes or a no.
I don't recall. I recall the prop being out after Relly attacked, after Relly moved, never before.
Let's
Not
watch it
before I
again.
ran.
Watch it again, please. You said you don't recall, and then you all of a sudden recall. So
No,
watch
I'm
it
just recalling about it.
Watch it again.
Yeah, that's the statement by Mr. Edwards.
Stop. In fact, sir, you don't run until the defendant fires the first shot, correct?
I don't run until after Relly tries to hit me.
Listen to my question. Did you just see, sir, listen, do you see the defendant?
Folks, I want to slap this prosecutor because 12 here is answering, but the prosecutor doesn't like the answer, so he's being a condescending prick about it, and the judge allows it. This is a weak judge. Yeah, he said some things that is funny. He has claimed that he will do something about it, but he allows this pile of garbage to happen. It's George waiting for defense. Defense have tried to object to stuff like this the entire trial, and the judge allows it.
Firing a shot is what we just saw. We'll play it again.
Can't play the game.
Sure. Stop.
That's the first shot.
And you start running right after that shot, correct?
Relly is already running towards me, so
Listen, motion strike is not responsive. I'm not asking you what Relly did. I'm asking you, this is a yes or no question.
I did not run from the shots.
Listen to my question. I'm not asking you what you ran from. Listen. Isn't it true that the time you do not run until after that first shot is fired? Yes or no?
Well, yes.
Okay. And it's your position, sir, that you knew it was a prop gun when it came out, correct?
Yes.
And it's your position that Relly knew it was a prop gun when it came out, correct?
Yes.
Once you agree, Mr. Phillips, that what's happening in that video is not Relly attacking Ills, it's him trying to use Ills as a shield so he doesn't get shot.
No.
Let's run it, please. Stop. You agree at this point in time I can't see, at 55 seconds, Relly still has not hit Ills yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and you would agree that right at this point in time, this is when the gun is going to come out, and that the defendant is going to advance towards where Relly and Ills are. Is that
I don't
correct? You don't agree with
I
that?
don't agree.
Watch the video, please. Stop. He is about to fire the shot. Do you agree?
You say he's about to?
Yes, right now.
Oh, okay, so can you play one more time?
I'm going to play through, but do you agree he's about to fire the shot?
No, can I see it?
Yeah,
Just so I
okay.
can explain it to you?
Do you agree that you have not started moving yet at that point in time, correct? You're not running yet, right? We'll play again. Go ahead. That's okay. Gun is out, and now he's about to fire. Boom! Shot happens, and you run after it, correct?
I run because if you
That is not what I asked you. Motion strike is non-responsive.
Stop. The answer is non-responsive.
Sir,
He's asking you a question.
okay,
Wait, hold on. He's asking you a question that calls for a yes or no.
I'm not asking you why you ran. I'm asking you.
And now the judge is helping the prosecution. The way the prosecution asks the question is that he puts out a full scenario and then yes or no. Yeah, but some of that scenario might be a yes, some of it might be a no.
Isn't it true that you do not run until after the defendant fired the shot?
That's not true.
That is not true. So play it one more time, and I want you to tell me when the shot is fired. You tell me when you see that first shot fired, please.
Yes.
Then you tell me, you say stop when the first shot is fired.
Stop.
Okay. Do you agree, sir? You are just about to start running, but you have not started running yet. Agreed?
After the first shot? After the first shot?
Yes.
I'm not running. You see me still right there.
The first shot's fired. Keep playing.
Then you see me. That's not a shot.
So what I asked you before was, isn't it true that the first shot was fired before there was ever any contact between Relly and Ills? You said no, you would agree. When you watch this, the first shot is fired before your allegation that Relly was attacking Ills, correct?
That is not true. On the video, you can see.
Moses right, everything after that is not true. Isn't it true, sir, that the reason that you ran after the first shot was because you knew it was not a prop gun and you were worried that you might get shot in the crossfire?
No.
How many shots did you hear getting fired?
I want to say just two. But after the first,
No, that's enough. I want you to keep watching the video. And I want you to tell me when you see the second shot being fired. Okay. Let me just stop for a second. Would you agree that between shots, that Relly is grabbing Ills and trying to use it as a shield?
no. Really, the whole time?
Moses right,
Yes,
everything
no?
after was no.
All right, yes, no.
Would you agree that after the
Jesus Christ, prosecutor, I don't call for violence, but I do call for sanctions when a prosecutor acts like this. But with this judge, it's not going to happen. Move the strike! Move the strike! And it's pissing me off. It's royally pissing me off when a jurist, a person with a law degree, acts like a fucking child. He's acting like a 5-year-old with a temper tantrum because he doesn't get enough candy. It's absolutely deplorable, absolutely vile that this is happening in a courtroom.
first shot was fired, that the defendant is maneuvering his gun in what appears to be an attempt to find a line of fire toward Relly?
No.
All right, let's play it, please. Stop. Is this what we've just seen? Is this where you are saying that Relly was punching Ills?
Yes.
And is this also where you are saying that having watching this, you do not believe that Relly was attempting to use Ills as a shield?
I do not believe it.
And let me ask you, did you see during the second shot, did you see between the first and second shot, the defendant repositioning himself and running around himself?
Can you rephrase that?
Between the first and second shots, did you see the defendant repositioning himself and the gun?
From my recollection, I've never seen him reposition the gun. I seen him have his hand. I believe.
Most is right, everything else is not responsive. Let's play that again, please. I want you to watch. Sir, isn't it true that what you just saw, if you saw between the first and second shots, Relly holding Ills, trying to keep Ills between he and the defendant literally running around with his gun, attempting to get a line of sight on Relly?
No.
Let me ask you something. You testified that everybody, including Relly, knew it was a prop gun, right?
Yes.
If it's a prop gun, and Rocky knows that everyone knows it's a prop gun, can you tell me, are you aware of why he would have a need to be repositioning himself between shots? Do you know?
No.
Would you agree that if it's a prop gun, and that Relly knows it's a prop gun, that it's going to have no effect on stopping Relly from doing anything because he already knows his prop gun.
Correct, because it didn't stop me.
So we know you're saying it didn't stop him. This is my question. Your testimony is that the entire time Relly knows this is his prop gun.
Yes,
You're telling me that when it's pulled on him at the first scene, he basically says, "Put that fake gun away," correct?
yes,
You're telling me that the second scene, when the gun is taken out and fired, Relly knows it is a prop gun, correct?
yes.
You're telling me that when Relly is running around, that he still knows it's prop gun, correct?
He wasn't running around. He's hitting it, so he's not running nowhere.
But that entire time, you're saying Relly knows it's prop gun.
Yes,
Can you tell me, are you aware, sir, of how
Even if he knows it's a prop gun, hearing the loud bang got him scared. It's not that hard. I hope the defense has redirect in a calm way, without tantrums, to show the jury this is how an attorney should act.
that prop gun, if Relly knows it's a prop gun, how that in any way is going to stop him from allegedly attacking Mills? Do you know?
well, just the sound. That's all I can say is the sound.
So you're telling me that even though Relly knows it's not real, that he's going to stop attacking Hills because of the sound from a fake gun that he knows is fake. Is that your testimony?
It was the sound from the prop, also the sound from the car alarms. It was drawing a lot of attention to the situation. So as you can see, Relly didn't run. He got a couple more hits on Hills.
Motions, okay, fine. Can you tell me, how does this incident end?
How does this incident end?
How does it end?
Okay. Well, after the incident, as you can see, there's a lot of attention being drawn to us. The car alarms are going off.
Yeah.
I push Rocky, yo, bro, let's go. We got, because our voice before, yo, we should have been left, you know? So now we're leaving. We're going in the opposite direction.
Let me stop you. You would agree, Mr. Phillips, that this incident ended because you literally pushed Rocky away, and that his initial response was to push back at you as if he wanted to go back and do some more. Would you agree?
No,
Let's watch the video, please. Stop. Would you agree, sir? You are literally pushing Rocky away, who is trying to advance towards back what is going on.
so actually,
Motion to strike is non-responsive. That is a yes or a no. Isn't it true that what you just watched, you are literally pushing Rocky away from going back towards where Relly and Hills were?
yes,
Correct? So, you would agree that as this incident ends, none of you stop to pick up any casings, correct?
rephrase that?
When this incident ends, none of the three of you, Hills, the defendant, yourself, stop to pick up any casings that are at the scene, right?
No,
Is that correct?
no, I left the scene.
Right. None of you go, do any of you pick up any expended
We
casings?
all left the scene, sir.
Did you pick up any expended casings?
No,
Did anybody at the scene that you saw pick up expended casings?
no.
In fact, Relly didn't pick up anything either, correct?
I have no idea what Relly did.
I thought you said you were watching him the whole time.
Oh, I'm saying you said that he picked something up.
You told us, continue to watch the video, I want you to watch it, and you previously testified that you were watching Relly the whole time. Defendant is running away in this, right?
Yes, he does.
He's gone.
Yes.
You would agree, sir, that at no point in time did the rest, any of the three of you that were left, pick up anything off the ground, correct?
I didn't pick anything up.
And did you see Hills pick anything up?
It was then he picked himself up off the floor.
That's not what I asked you. Did Hills pick up anything off the ground?
I don't think so.
Did Relly pick up anything off the ground?
Rel was, if you can see the
Motion
video,
to strike is non-responsive. Did you see Relly pick up anything?
I didn't see Rel pick up anything.
So, it's your position that you, the first time that you ever saw the injuries to Relly's hand was when?
I'm not too sure the specific date, but it was only on Ron.
Okay, you ever hit anybody? You ever been to fight yourself in your life?
Yes.
When you hit them, do you hit them with your knuckles or do you hit them with the injury that he has to his hands?
Well, I'm not too sure how everybody else throws their punches. You know what I'm saying? some people don't even know how to throw a punch. So I can't tell you how somebody else throws a punch.
Well, you basically said that Relly is a very strong guy. You worked out with him. Do you think, based on your experience, knowing Relly for 20-something years, do you think Relly knows how to throw a punch?
No,
Oh, you don't think Relly knows how to?
no.
Okay. So it's your position that the injuries on the fingers were from Relly punching Ills?
I believe so. I feel as though you can see him fighting Ills, and I think he hit the floor. Because
Most of the strike, everything is after yes, time slot. So I simply asked a yes or no question. He had it. Isn't it true that the reason that you got the defendant out of there was because you understood that he had just shot at somebody with a firearm, and you were concerned that he was going to be in a bucket load of trouble?
no,
And it's your position that at that time, at that date, you knew that there would be no way that the defendant could have done any damage to anybody because that was a fake gun.
it was a prop, yes.
And it's your position that Relly also knew that there's no way that the injuries that he had could have been from a gun because the prop gun that the defendant shot him with was a phony, correct? Wasn't a real gun.
Can you rephrase that?
So you would agree that Relly also was aware that night that there's no way the injuries on his hand could have been caused by getting shot by the defendant because it was a prop gun, wasn't real.
I believe that, yes.
When did you first become aware that Relly was asking Mr. Mayers and his management team for money as a result of the incident?
Probably 2022.
You would agree that as soon as you would have heard this, you would have known that that request was bogus because it wasn't a real gun, right?
Can you rephrase that?
As soon as you would have heard that Relly was trying to get money for allegedly being shot at, you would have known that that was a bogus allegation, an untrue allegation, because it was a prop gun and the defendant could have never shot him, right?
Of course, yes.
So, after you found that out, tell me when you went to the police to tell them what you knew.
I didn't go to the police.
Now, you discovered at a later point in time that not only had Relly gone to the police, but that the defendant had been charged in this case, correct?
Yes.
And as soon as you knew that, as soon as you heard it, you knew that those charges were unfair and never happened, correct?
Correct.
Did you go to the police then?
No.
Did you call the prosecutor then?
I didn't even know who the prosecutor was, you know.
So,
Because he's smart. If you have information, or in this case, you shot this prosecutor or whatever, whoever it was you shot at first, is charging somebody 12 knows is innocent. If he goes to the cops or goes to you, you will charge him too. So he did the right thing. Kept a low profile and waited.
you were unable to figure out who to contact? Is that why you didn't go forward?
For one, I just didn't know, you know. I didn't, nobody said the prosecutor wanted to speak to me. Nobody said LAPD wanted to speak to me.
So listen to my question. I'm not saying whether they want to speak with you. This is your brother,
Yeah.
who you're saying is being charged unfairly for a crime he didn't commit. And you have the evidence to prove it didn't happen.
Yes.
My question is, why didn't you come forward to tell the police and prosecutors what you knew?
Well, I don't have a particular reason, but if they charged him, I guess it was going to trial. I believe I can tell my truth here. I didn't have to tell LAPD or anybody else.
But you didn't have a particular reason. Wouldn't a particular reason be that your brother is facing serious charges and you are able to tell the authorities it's not true?
I've never been in a situation where you could just go to, I guess, the law and tell them this will happen and the person is innocent.
So you couldn't figure out on your own, Mr. Phillips, that you could have picked up the phone, called Rocky's lawyers, called Rocky himself, called the police, called prosecutors, say, hey, listen, this is not true. You couldn't figure that out on your own. Is that your testimony?
I've never seen that opportunity available.
At some point, you became aware that Relly had gone to the police. My question is, when did you learn that he'd gone to the police?
To be honest, like I said, it had to be 2022. I'm not too sure.
So you're saying you did not know that Relly had gone to the police until sometime in 2022?
Yes.
Now, you knew for sure by April 2022 because it was being published on different websites that Relly was a snitch and a rat, correct?
No.
Oh, you know about that. What number? 22? Who's out on the left side of the screen?
Is that right?
Who's on the right side?
The bar.
Barney's another brother of yours, right?
Yes.
This is dated April 20th, 2022. You know what no jumper is, correct?
I'm aware of what the platform is, but I'm not a supporter of jumper.
So I want to ask you something. When's the first time that you saw this post that says, at ASAP, Barney says that ASAP Relly snitched on ASAP Rocky causing his arrest earlier this morning? When's the first time that you ended up hearing that, seeing that?
Well, this is my first time seeing this post, so
You've never seen that post before today?
I have my own business. I'm not a part of the jumper.
So I'm not asking you a part of jumper.
I'm not a part of no jumper.
When did you first learn that Relly was being labeled a snitch and a rat by other ASAP members and by the rap community?
But they're checking other ASAP members and the rap community. It's one person here. I checked the characterization of Stacy Evans
That's,
on record.
now that's, let's keep the objection again. I'm just responding to that with giving.
Right. Is Stacy Evans,
Objection, Stacy Evans.
read that.
There's a question, so I'm not gonna say anything.
When did you first learn that Relly was being labeled a snitch and a rat by other ASAP members and by the rap community?
Also, you know,
I'm not just stating, overall on that ground.
Can you rephrase it?
can you be right back, please?
When did you first learn that Relly was being labeled a snitch and a rat by other ASAP members and by the rap community?
So I never learned from other ASAP members that he was being called a rat. I'm not a follower of no jumper, you know, and Relly is not a musician, so other musicians aren't talking about Relly.
So you're telling me that these other ASAP members who you refer to as you're all brothers, correct?
Yes.
ASAP Ari is a brother, correct?
And to be honest,
Yes or no?
I haven't seen Barbie. I haven't seen it.
I have a question. When I'm asking you a question, instead of looking at me, you look over at the jury. Is there a reason why you're not looking at me when I'm asking you questions and why you're looking directly at the jury?
I'm looking at everybody. I'm giving eye contact to everybody. You know?
Has anybody told you that when you answer questions, you want to turn and look?
Oh, you absolute asshole! Everybody does that. I can bet good money that you tell your witnesses to do it. This is improper. Absolutely improper.
at the jury? You can direct to do that?
No, but I have answered
Most of
questions.
it's right, everything else is non-responsive.
Everything after no.
So this is my question. ASAP Bari, you referred to him as a brother. I'm not on my question. You previously referred to him as a brother. Now you are saying, not only did you not hear anything about these rat allegations involving Relly from Bari, but you never heard about it from any other ASAP. Is that correct?
No,
Is that correct?
no.
It is not correct.
I haven't heard it from anybody else at ASAP. And this is my first time seeing this. Like I said, I do not follow no jumper.
What happened to the gun that was used in this incident? Do you know?
I don't know what happened to the prop, sir.
Have you ever asked Rocky what happened to the gun?
No,
Would, if that prop gun were here, and it was believed that that's what was used, you would agree, that would be very helpful evidence.
Objection,
So it's bias.
objection, relevant, also hold speculation.
Staying on speculation.
Would you agree that since the defendant is charged with firing a real firearm, that if you knew where the actual prop gun was, that that would be likely helpful to the defendant?
Understand, question, same objection.
Where's the prop gun?
I don't know.
Have you ever asked?
No.
So it's your testimony that this incident happens, and the last time you saw the prop gun was when the defendant fired it and put it back in his waistband?
Can you repeat the last part?
So the last time you saw the prop gun was after the defendant fired it at that scene, and you guys left. It was in his waistband, correct?
Yes.
Is it true, sir, that after that incident, you, or the defendant with your knowledge, you guys got rid of that gun?
No,
It's not true?
that's not true. I have no idea. 'Cause when I left, I went back to my hotel.
Let me ask, I want you to assume for a moment that instead of being a prop gun, that it was a real 9mm handgun.
Oh, here we go again with
You
the
follow me?
fucking hypothetical.
No, I want to make sure you're following me. I'm having you assume it was a real gun.
I can't make any assumptions.
No, you can't. This is called hypothetical. I can have the judge explain to you. I want you to assume, for my question, that it was not a prop gun, that it was a real 9mm firearm.
Pretend it was a real gun.
If it was a real gun, would you agree that the defendant would have a motive to get rid of it?
Objection, false speculation.
Would you agree, sir, that being like a brother to the defendant, that you yourself would have a motive to get rid of that gun?
No,
So you're telling me that if it was a real firearm that was used in this incident, that you in no way can see where you would have a motive to get rid of the gun?
no,
Okay. As far as you know, where's that gun today?
sir, I have no idea where's the problem.
So, the defendant is like your brother, and you speak to him all the time, either directly, in person, by text, etc. Is that right?
I speak to him in person when I see him. He's very busy, so it's not that often.
Well, have you ever asked him what happened to the gun?
No,
Does that seem like a question that might be important?
no,
Let me continue. Do you still speak to Ills?
yes,
And you would agree, you're aware that the defendant still speaks to Ills, right?
I believe so. I'm not too sure.
Well, when we're not too sure, you're saying you've not had a conversation with the defendant where the two of you talk about Ills?
We don't talk about ills, but we have been in family events, and ills have been there.
So it's your understanding that the defendant continues to have a relationship with Ills, correct?
Yes, we all friends, yes.
And you still continue to have a relationship with Ills, correct?
That's my friend, yes, it is.
Where's Ills today?
Sir, I'm here. I'm not too sure.
Let me ask the question again. Where does Ills reside? Where is he today?
Objection, lack of personal knowledge.
I'm asking, Your Honor, I can't, I'm asking if he knows. There's a
The
last question.
question was, does he know?
Yeah.
I thought you asked where is he?
And do you know where Ills is?
No, sir.
Where is the last time you knew Ills to be?
In New York City,
In New York City. When was this?
sir, maybe November
November of 2024.
2024, yes.
And you are aware that Ills is aware that the defendant's been charged in this case, correct?
Objection, false speculation.
Have you ever had a conversation with Ills by text, in person, etc., regarding the defendant's case?
No.
Has Ills ever said to you at any point in time that he is aware that his close friend ASAP Rocky has been charged in this case?
I never had this conversation with ills, I'm sorry.
So you've never had, since this incident happened on November 6, 2021, you've never had another
That's that
conversation
answer.
with Ills about
Several
that?
We
times.
spoke the week of, and it was just the fact that, it was sad that one of our brothers had a fight with another one of our brothers. So that was it.
And you've never spoken to Ills about what happened since that point?
No.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Who's Wally Sajidi?
Excuse me?
Wally Sajidi. Who is it?
Well, I believe he works as I guess a liaison for different I guess like tech companies. I'm not too sure.
He's also known as ASAP Wally, right?
No, he's not.
Isn't he a part of the collective?
He's not about ASAP.
Is he a part of AWGE?
I'm not too sure. I feel like he could just be an independent contractor. I'm not sure of his business.
Are you a part of AWGE?
I am a part of ASAP.
Are you a part of AWGE?
No, I'm on ASAP.
What's AWGE?
I don't know.
You've never heard of AWGE?
I've heard of it, but I'm not too sure like what it is exactly. It's like a creative agency.
What do you know it to be?
I know the person that's involved with it is a creative person, and just to me, it's a creative agency.
Is the defendant involved with AWGE?
I believe so.
Well, when you say you believe so, how do you know? What do you base it on?
Just from his creative curations.
Just based on, sorry?
Creative curations. So it's a creative agency.
Would you agree, let me back this up. Are you aware that Mr. Sajini is someone that regularly speaks or texts, has contact with the defendant?
I'm not too sure what he does.
So you don't know?
No.
How often do you have contact with Mr. Sajini?
Maybe once every 3 months.
And when's the last time you had contact with him?
Last year he was trying to help me get like something with sneakers. I'm heavy into sneakers. He was trying to get me like a locking situation.
You said you watched some of the testimony in this case, you testified that, do you recall?
Only like what I've seen on clips on the internet.
Well, so I assume you've seen clips on the internet of Wally Sajini's testimony, correct?
I only seen his thumbnail.
His thumbnail.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Just a photo of him with his leg crossed, just looking at you.
So you didn't see, you don't know any of his testimony at all?
No.
I want you to assume for a moment that Mr. Sagini testified that he was mediating the dispute between Morelli and the defendant. I want you to assume that he testified that. Did he ever reach out to you, Wally, to talk to you about what happened so he could effectively mediate the situation?
No.
Have you ever spoken to Mr. Sagini about what happened on November 6th?
No.
Were you aware that he was, quote, mediating the situation with Morelli?
I was not aware.
You would agree that Mr. Sagini is much closer to the defendant than he is to Morelli, correct?
Well, possibly.
When you say possibly, you mean yes, correct?
I haven't seen Wally in years, sir, so I'm not too sure, like, what you were trying to explain to me. I haven't seen Wally.
I wish that 12 said I don't know more. But I don't think that matters to this prosecutor.
Have you ever spoken to Mr. Sagini about Morelli's lawsuit or about the criminal charges in this case?
No.
I want to talk about social media for a second. You're on the left board now? Because it's unusual. I will finish under my 2 hours. I know the court had me over, but I just wanted to put that out.
And I don't think the prosecutor is allowed to say that he has a time limit.
I want to talk about social media for a second. In your industry, you would agree that sites like Instagram and the personas that are created, those are not necessarily meant to reflect reality, correct?
Yes.
So you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in other words, you have somebody, individuals in your world, they might be posing with money, guns, planes, women, etc. And just because they're posing with those items doesn't mean that, for instance, the plane or the money they're posing with is theirs. Is that right?
Well, it could be theirs for the moment, momentarily. They rented it or paid their way to get on there or whatever.
Right, but you would agree that Instagram is used by individuals in your field to create an image, a persona, and sometimes that.
Now, this is interesting. Prosecutor Love, are you hearing this? Sometimes people in the entertainment business, when they post on social media, it's not their stuff.
That persona might involve, they want to look really wealthy, right?
As far as musicians,
As far as anybody in the ASAP world, or anybody in the rap entertainment world.
nah, I don't know. That's a broad comment because not everybody in the rap world is into planes, chains, cars. I like books.
Okay, that's not what I asked you. What I asked you was, would you agree that when you have individuals who are posing, they are in the ASAP world, or in the rap world, and those individuals are posing on Instagram with private planes or wads of money, that is not necessarily a statement by those individuals that, hey, that's my plane, or I have all this money, that it's part of a persona that's created on social media, correct?
No.
You would disagree with
Yeah, I
that?
would disagree.
So in all of your posts,
Mhm.
have you ever posed with items in your Instagram, whether it be money or physical items, planes, cars, etc., that you didn't actually own?
Unless it was for a music video, no.
Well, music video would be the same thing, correct?
A music video is meant to be art. It's meant to be like a movie.
So it's your testimony that you believe that when an individual, so as an example, your position would be that if Relly has on his Instagram a bunch of photos of money or of a private plane,
Mhm.
that he is basically saying to the world, that's my private plane and that's my money, and it's like he's testifying in court when he doesn't.
It's relevant.
Relevant.
It's irrelevant. Also speculation.
Okay, listen. So I want you to
How is this witness supposed to answer about, you already went through this with Relly. Why are you asking this guy?
assume for a moment that Relly has had on his Instagram pictures where he's posing with wads of money or private planes. is it your testimony that it would be your belief that that is basically the same as coming into court and saying under oath, hey, that's my money and that's my.
That's a stupid question.
I don't understand how it would be the same.
You would agree it's not the same, correct?
I don't think Instagram and court is the same.
Right, because Instagram is about creating an impression, creating a persona, and it's not necessarily about reality. Would you agree?
Well, it's a form of reality because you're doing it and you're showing it to people.
Are you aware that Instagram has rules on it where if you're going to post money for a plane, where you have to check a box that says, hey, that's actually my private plane, I own that?
I don't object to that.
That's what?
It's a statement. Correct, it's the same.
I want you to assume for a moment, sir.
Oh, for fuck's
You
sake.
have to, correct. So I want you to assume for a moment that Relly has on his Instagram pictures, photos of money, photos of a plane. Does that mean to you that Relly is telling the world that is my money, that is my plane, or is that a persona that he has created?
I feel as though, yes, because why would you post somebody else's money?
So again, as far as you know, you're unaware of individuals or yourself posting things on Instagram that aren't true.
I do not post things on Instagram that aren't true.
You agree that you refused to return any messages from police or prosecutors, correct?
You said I refused.
Yeah, you returned messages. You had a message left on your phone in New York City, and
Okay.
you didn't return it, correct?
To be honest, I get a million calls, so I probably didn't see it.
Okay. But you're not disputing. You're not going to say, hey, we didn't reach out to you. You're saying, I just don't remember getting one.
When did you reach out to me?
So this is not question and answer.
Oh,
Okay? I'm asking the questions, you gotta give the answer. Let me be clear. Are you saying, you know what? I didn't deliberately not call you back, but I could have missed a call because I get a lot of messages. Is that correct?
I could have missed a call.
You are aware that we actually asked to speak with you in front of the judge, and you said you would not speak to us, correct?
Yes.
I want to go back and I want to make sure that we understand. You've spoken to the defense on only one occasion, is that correct?
I spoke to them, I believe twice.
Twice? Okay. Where and when was the first time?
First time was in New York, August of 2024.
Okay, and how long was that conversation?
Maybe an hour.
Okay, and the second time was when?
I believe last week.
Last week, okay. You are aware that we received what was represented as your statement
No,
on January
for
20th,
fuck's sake. It's a summary.
before trial started.
You didn't finish the question.
I want you would agree, there are 12 bullet points here.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not that again. It's not a fucking statement. It's a summary. It can only be a statement if he wrote it or he signed it. This is... And this is actually not even a question about opinion. This is a legal question, a question of law. That is up to the judge. And if I don't remember completely wrong, he ruled on it last week. It's not a statement. It's a summary written by the defense.
Is that correct?
There's an objection on multiple grounds. One of them is this was asked and answered on Friday.
Your Honor, given what we discussed this morning, it takes on new relevance.
All right.
We approach Trump
No,
and then
I'm
also
no.
another grounds.
All right, I'm going to assume that what you said this morning justifies this line of question.
Thank you, Your Honor. There are 12 bullets, which is supposed to comprise your entire statement that you've given to the defense in this case. You had a chance to look at this, correct?
Yes, this is not me.
Oh, I'm sorry, this one. I never said that. This one. That's you, correct?
Yes.
12 bullet points. You're aware this was given to the prosecution on January 20th, the day of the witness.
Brother, so,
This was given to the prosecution, to us, on January 20th, the day before trial started.
Hold on. What is the objection?
your brother,
Sustain. Sustain.
At any point in here, is there any information about prior specific incidents of the defendant carrying a prop gun, which you testified to under examination?
the objection, this is covered in prior.
That's not a legal objection.
That's next.
And based, Your Honor, based on,
Sustain. 177.5, don't argue. Give us the objection sustained.
is there any indication in your statement about specific incidents involving Rocky, the defendant, being threatened or being the target of violence or home invasion?
Yes or no?
Yes,
I'm telling him, it's a yes or a no.
Are there specific incidents listed?
it says, for security measures, which he was known to do after being the victim of violence and home invasion.
Yes, does it list what those incidents of violence and home invasion were?
That's a summary. So I told them.
You told them what the answer
So,
was, correct?
no, I told them what the answer was. No, I'm actually clarifying that I said he was victim of violence, home invasions, and other things. It says that, it doesn't say specifically, because it's a summary.
You were asked on direct examination and you gave specific incidents that you listed. Do you recall that?
Yes,
My question is, did you tell the defense about those specific incidents when you were interviewed?
Again, I object to this answer and answer. I'll do that, you don't swing. That's okay.
Over.
Is it your testimony you told the defense about these specific incidents?
yes,
Is it your defense that you told the defense?
Wait, is it his defense?
No, I said that you told the defense about these specific incidents. You
I
said yes.
thought you said, is it your defense?
No,
It is.
is it your position
There you go.
that you told the defense about those specific incidents
You just said yes.
during your interview?
You said yes.
I was trying to clarify the sports that I asked the question that you want to work. So is your answer yes?
Yes.
Is it your position that you specifically told the defense about the prior incidents involving Rocky and the rock gun?
the prior incidents, which mean prior incidents.
Would you agree, sir, that the only mention in your report about a prop gun is the sentence, during the altercation, Relly told Rocky and some substance to put the fake gun away?
No, that's the first time.
And
That's before
then
that.
the part that you read, Rocky carried a starter pistol for security measures, which he was known to do after being the victim of violence and home invasion.
That's, if you listen to violence and home invasions, those are the incidents.
So my question is, you testified on direct examination that there were 3 other incidents you could recall where you saw Rocky with a prop gun.
Okay,
Did you tell the defense that during your interviews?
yes,
Do you see any mention of those incidents?
It's irrelevant whether you see.
All right.
Judge, you need to put your foot down. This is embarrassing
Have
for
you
the
ever
editor
given
for Los Angeles.
your cell phone to the police to have all of its contents copied and analyzed?
no,
Would you agree you never provided anything to the police in this case?
they never,
Motion to strike is non-responsive.
no,
That's for a yes or no.
Have you given anything to the police in this case?
no,
Have you given anything to the prosecution in this case?
just this interview here, no, besides that, no.
Did you and I have an interview, or did I cross-examine you on the stand after you were called by the defense?
You're asking me questions here, so to my knowledge, if somebody's asking you questions, that's an interview. So that's all I'll say.
And did you agree to this interview?
Can I answer thoroughly?
That's a yes or no question.
Yes, when you ask me right here, I say yes.
So, sir, are you aware that you were called as a witness by the defense in this case?
Yes,
Are you aware that once you're called as a witness by the defense, that by law, I get to cross-examine you?
yes,
So would you agree, sir, this is not a voluntary interview or conversation we're having? You're in a court testifying for the defense, and I'm cross-examining you, is that correct?
yes,
So, do you now strike that? Isn't it true, sir, that as you sit here, that you do not want your friend, your brother, to be convicted in this case, whether he shot Relly with a real gun or not, correct?
can you rephrase that?
Isn't it true that as you sit here today on that witness stand, that you do not want your friend, your brother, Rocky, to be convicted in this case, even if in fact he shot Relly with a real gun.
I was there, he did. So, no, I do not want him to be guilty.
Motion to strike is non-responsive. Listen to my question.
This
it
is so
true,
stupid.
sir,
This is
that
asked and
even
answered
if-
so many times.
Even if the defendant shot Relly with a real gun, that because he's your brother and he's your friend, you do not want him to be convicted.
Can you please rephrase it in a way that I understand?
Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Listen to my question. You repeatedly testified that you don't believe that the defendant did not commit this crime. We understand that. That's not my question. Listen to what I'm asking you. Even if, sir, he committed the crime, even if he shot at Relly with a gun, even if that were true, because of your close relationship with him, because you view him as a brother, you do not want him to be convicted. Isn't that correct?
I really don't understand the question.
Let me try.
I'm gonna try. What's that?
Sure. All right. Pretend the gun was real. And then Rocky fired 2 shots at Relly from a real gun. And that's what he's on trial for. Is it true that you would not want him to be convicted? That's what he's trying to say. True. Even if it was a real gun.
True, I will be convicted.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Mr. Tech.
So that was the end of the cross-examination. I don't know what happened with the so-called information this morning that gave him another half hour, but this is the only question he wanted an answer to, which the judge finally asked him. Even if it was a real gun, would you want him to be convicted? And he said no, which is irrelevant. And it's it's, as the judge said, let's pretend it was real. And all of this for that.
Say that time on count.
Okay, well, I have
Okay,
that put it up there.
redirect. Redirect. God. God, that was annoying.
Let's take a look, because they've left it up here for quite some time, so it's gonna be right here. You see that? That's People's 22. Routine has questions about, really being labeled a rat by other members of ASAP and the rap community, correct? Any of those questions? They showed you that one post, correct?
Yes.
How many people in that one post that they showed you are calling Relly a snitch? How many people?
Just one person.
Just one person. Okay. Now, let's go over a series of questions you were just asked about your communications with the police. You know, Detective Flores, the lead detective in this case, testified that they never attempted to reach out to you before 2 weeks ago. You know that?
No, I didn't know.
Okay. You were then asked, have you ever given anything to the police in this case? Did you give your cell phone, did you give her anything? Remember being asked those questions? Did they ever ask?
No.
They, Your Honor.
They are the
If
police.
they is vague.
The police, when I said they, did you know who I meant?
Yes.
They, Mr. Lewin just asked you if you, agreed to an interview when you were asked in front of the judge 2 weeks ago. Remember that? And you said no?
Probably.
When was that?
That was it was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
In January of 2025, right?
Yes.
Prior to that, as Detective Flores testified to, no one ever reached out to you, correct? Or is it correct?
Your Honor, that's gonna call for speculation.
Stay.
Did anyone ever reach out to you
Nobody reached out to me.
from law enforcement?
No.
That's gonna call for speculation whether it's
You staying. Sustained.
Did you ever hear from anyone, from law enforcement or the district attorney's office before 2 weeks ago?
No.
By the way, Lewin knew who you were, right?
Yes, that was in front of you for,
Knew where you lived, right?
yes,
He was speaking to the police as you learned, right?
yes,
Then they would ask, once, you learned Rocky was charged with the crime, okay?
yes,
Did you then think maybe you should reach out to the police at that point? Remember being asked that question?
yes, I remember that question.
He was already charged with the crime at that point, correct?
And, yeah, 2022, yes.
Yes, sir. Okay. So did you think they made up their mind already?
Objection, Lee.
Sustained.
Well, why did you reach out to them after he was already charged with the crime?
Because I felt as though they already arrested him and charged him without speaking to me. I felt like, why should I speak to them? They already got their mind made up.
Now, both things. Regarding this interview that we had in August last year. And you were shown this summary. Did you write that summary, by the way?
No,
Did you ever see that summary before it was put in your face?
no,
Did you mention the prop gun and Rocky having that prop gun in August of 2024 when we interviewed you for the first time?
yes,
And who brought it up? We did or you?
I worked it up.
You asked questions on cross about Bill's bloody lip and being beaten by Relly. Remember those questions?
Yes,
When you testified on direct, and I think on cross as well, you said that he had a bloody lip, correct?
yes,
You didn't say that his face was broken, did you?
I did it.
You say he was bruised all over, did you?
No.
Does the video that they showed you of him wearing the American flag on his head on November 7th at Complex Con, does that change the video that you saw here on November 6th?
From the incident?
Yeah.
No,
Does it change what you saw with your own eyes on November 6th, 2021?
no,
You asked questions about how you knew on cross-examination, how you knew it was the same prop gun on November 6th than it was the previous instances. How did you know?
only because they had like unique modifications. Like, I believe a belt clip and a clear replica magazine.
Clear replica magazine, right? And when you say the belt clip's not something that's on the pants, it's on the prop.
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
Okay, explain what the belt clip is.
It's an accessory to the prop, so it's not like a holster. It's I believe it was equipped to the prop.
Okay. And how else did you know it was the same? You asked questions challenging whether you knew it was the same prop gun on November 6, 2021 that you had seen in previous instances. How else did you know?
So, for one, seeing it with my eyes, and two, speaking to my bro about it, speaking to Rocky about it.
All right, just I think really one more thing, sir, and we're gonna. You were showing that video of well, now referring to the second incident. I know you don't understand the one whole incident, but this the one on Vista Del Mar. Once you walk away, then turn, and really attacks it. That focusing on that one. You were showing that video, correct?
Yes,
By the prosecution on cross-examination.
yes,
There was no sound in that video, right?
no.
Okay. What was clear to you from the video, and obviously you were there in person, was Relly tried to punch you.
This is leading, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Did you testify on cross-examination that Relly tried to punch you?
Yes.
Let's take a close look at the video. We'll play EE. Next to the EE. This is also the enlarged video. with your pointer, show the jury when you see Relly coming at you. There. Go back again, please.
Your Honor, it's leading when overall,
Okay, so show again.
can the witness answer the question and not the defense? He's asked the question and Mr. Cappuccino said there.
Your Honor, you can rule.
No.
Okay, let's do this again, please. Ms. Phillips, well, take a look, let's rewind this, guys. Stop. With your pointer, when you see Relly on this video, and I know you was there, but when you see him on this video, coming at you, that caused you to sort of bail into that sort of empty vacated lot area.
Show those questions leading already consistent.
Show us where you see Relly coming at you. With the pointer. Stop. Go back, please. Stop it. More. Go ahead. Look again. Stop. Okay. Where are you?
So, right here,
And where's Relly?
Relly is like right there.
Okay. Is there anyone between you and Relly at that point?
No.
Okay. Well, Ms. Lewin on cross-examination said, I'm not asking you why you ran. I'm asking you if you ran. Well, I'm asking you why did you run?
I ran because Relly was gonna, I believe someone's gonna be. So,
That's gonna call for speculation.
Overruled. The question is why. He's answering why.
You also said on cross-examination that Relly attacked Hills, correct?
yes,
Okay. And you said he attacked him before the first shot. Let's go back, show the jury where you first see Relly attacking Hills on this grainy video. With your point. Now, okay, is
That's at 13 seconds.
13 seconds.
that right?
that's when he first attacked it.
Had, Rocky discharged that prop gun that started this video?
No,
Was that?
no,
Okay, as a matter of fact, play forward. Do you hear that prop gun shot, first shot?
yes,
And where is, from that video, and from your personal recollection, where is Rocky's arm pointing?
The question is vague since it's recording both.
Okay, let's take the
Just a
video.
minute, just a minute. Sustained, that's two.
Let's take the video. Where is Rocky's arm pointing when he released that first shot in the video? Go back to a second. Go back, please. Go.
yes,
Did you see that?
yes.
Where? Where's the arm pointing?
His arm was pointing like down.
Okay. And when his arm's pointing down,
Yes,
is that when you hear the shot?
yes. Well, like right after, but yeah, around his fingers arm down, he moved his arm.
Now, you talked about after the shot, or shots, Relly was cocking his arm, punching Hills. You said that on course, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Show us where in this video you see Relly's arm going back, punching Hills, and when you see Hills' head moving.
So,
Go back, please. Okay.
I just want to clarify because he rewinded right away.
Where, so,
Like right about there.
okay.
19 seconds.
So you can see his arms swinging on Hills right there.
Okay, and that's after the shot, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you go back. And when you see his arm swinging on Hills, that's after both shots, correct?
Yes. Can you play it again just so I can be sure?
Sure.
Can I ask the question?
Yeah, he's still hitting Hills.
Okay. You still hit Hills, do you see what happens with Relly and Hills right there?
Oh, it looked like they fell.
Okay. And is that well after the second prop gun shot, starter gun shot is fired? Is it after?
Oh, yeah, this is after.
Okay. So let's play it one more time from start to finish. Tell us what you see.
So you see Rocky first, this is when we was trying to leave. So Rocky's leaving, I'm after the Hills. So we start walking a little bit, but then Relly hits the Hills, then that's when Rocky left the warning shot. So he lets off the second warning shot, I believe when Relly hits Hills again, but he also tried to swing at me. But I guess he didn't hit me, so he hit Hills again. So then right here, I push,
Good.
yeah, I push Rocky away to tell him like, yo, bro, fuck up out of here, let's go. So I'm looking that way just to make sure like Rocky out of here, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know if anybody gonna come run behind me and try to run towards him. So I'm just looking just to make sure he get up out of here. So then I turn around to see like what's good with Ills, you feel me? And then I see, I think Relly hit Ills one more time and then leave.
Okay. Let's see if you can see that in the video. No, stop. Point out where everyone is that you can still see.
All right,
Good point. And you're the easy one, right?
yeah, that's me.
Okay.
And I think that's the right, it's still the black figure. But I need to play it so I can be sure.
You want it for a second. Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's a girl.
That trail.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Hills would be to the left. Okay, go ahead, play. Tell us what you see.
So I'm leaving. And then, see, that's why I was trying to make sure Rocky get up out of there, because Relly would look like he was going to come back and tell the direction to Rocky. I just peeped that.
Okay, and what do you see? What, if anything, do you see Relly doing at that point? As you're leaving?
At that point, he goes back into the direction it is.
Okay. So, does it appear that Hills is doing anything when Relly comes out?
Yeah. Now, it looked like he fell or something. I just think he hit him with it. I'm not too sure what happened.
Okay. By the way, you asked by Mr. Lewin for us. Do you see him pulling out the gun? Remember yesterday? Do you see his gun anywhere in the video?
No.
Can you see that?
No.
Okay. Do you know what Detective Flores testified? You can't see them?
Objections, improper.
Sustain.
Hypothetically speaking, if Detective
It's
Flores.
improper hypotheticals.
And it would also call for speculation, and his opinion about that would be irrelevant.
Oh, really? But it was okay when the prosecutor did this absolutely moronic
We're asked
hypothetical?
on cross-examination if the knuckles that you saw, let me show you this, this injury. This is people 17 for the record. You asked on cross-examination if the knuckles in that picture are consistent with the punch or not. Remember being asked those questions?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if someone's punching someone on the floor and they scrape their hand or knuckles on the floor, Is that consistent with that injury?
Yes.
Objection, that no foundation, calls for speculation.
There was no foundation for your question about the injury, so it's overall.
Good call by the judge here. Well, I allowed you to speculate about it. So, overruled.
Question answer, Kathy?
Oh, lastly, you asked about Bill's.
Yes.
What is Bill's condition right now as far as his, is he, you know, to be addicted?
That's what we need.
No.
Staying.
Okay. Do you know his condition at all as you sit here today?
I'm pretty sure he's alive and cool, and I don't know anything.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not recall.
On cross-examination, you testified that you have never had any conversation with the defendant about this incident or about prop guns, correct? You never testified to that?
I would object that this is beyond the scope.
Overruled. You testified on direct examination, you never had any conversation with the defendant about this incident or about any prop guns. Do you call that testimony?
I had a conversation with him only
The question.
Do you recall that testimony on direct examination?
Can you repeat it?
On direct examination, you testified, on cross, you testified that you had never had any conversations with the defendant, I asked you, about either him possessing prop guns or about what happened in this incident, correct? Do you testify to? Do you recall that?
Yes.
A moment ago, with Mr. Tacopina, when you were asked, how do you know it was the same prop gun? You said, Rocky told me that. Do you recall that?
Yes.
If you've never had a conversation with him about prop guns, and you've never had a conversation with him about this incident, then how is it that he could have told you that information in a conversation that never happened?
Judge, I object this
His
misleading.
argument sustained. Well,
It was also misleading. He was talking about before the incident.
That's a speaking.
stop it! Read the question.
And it is-
I'll re-ask you. Can you explain
Yes.
how it is if you've never had a conversation with the defendant about prop guns or about the prop gun in this incident, how it is that he could have told you that it was the same prop gun in this incident that you saw in New York?
Judge, objection, misstates the witness's testimony. That's what I'm trying to say.
Honestly, I said that we spoke in Harlem about the prop gun. When I said I seen it secured under his white tee, I said that in my testimony.
You just testified a moment ago with Mr. Tacopina. You just said, he asked you, how did you know it was the same prop gun? On the night, let me finish, the night of the incident, from the one you seen before, you said, Rocky told me. Do you recall that testimony?
I said that,
Do you recall that testimony?
Yes or no?
yes.
And I asked you if you'd ever spoken to Rocky about prop guns, and you said no. Do you recall that testimony?
Objection.
Your question to him, have you had a conversation about the prop gun after the incident? This is
Do you
unbelievable.
recall that testimony?
Yes.
Would you agree, Mr. Phillips, that both of those statements cannot be true?
Objection, argumentative.
Sustained.
Can you explain how it is, if you have not spoken to the defendant about prop guns at all, how it is that you
That
had
was
this
not his-
conversation with him about prop guns?
Objection, argument misstates the testimony.
Well, like I said, I was at the video shoot when I first seen the prop guns. So we didn't have to have a conversation then about the prop gun. We knew it was a part of the set, you know. And the second time, I said that I seen him with the prop gun in New York. I didn't say we had a full-blown conversation about it, but I did say I seen him.
You actually testified, your answer was to the defense question because Rocky told me. Do you recall that answer?
Yes,
Is there a way that Rocky can tell you something without you having a conversation with him?
Objection.
Sustained.
You also testified, and you referred to it as Rocky fired a warning shot, correct?
yes,
Can you tell me, if it's a prop gun, isn't every shot, in essence, a warning shot because nothing comes out of it?
yes,
So in essence, isn't it true, Mr. Phillips, that what happened is the first shot Rocky fired, he pointed the gun not directly at Relly, but he pointed it down, correct?
the first shot
First shot was pointed down,
at the
right?
ground.
Why would he need to point the gun down if it's not a real gun?
Objection calls for speculation.
Sustained.
You testified that the defendant, during the first shot, pointed the gun down, correct?
Yes,
Thank you, Phoebe.
If the gun is not real, are you aware of why it would be necessary to point the gun down and fire a warning shot? It's not a real gun.
Same objection.
Same vote. These are all arguments that can be made to the jury before summation. How much
You have
longer-
also said,
Just a minute, Mr. Lewin, how much longer? do you have?
I'll be done by noon, so another 2 minutes.
Okay.
Can you explain why you called it a warning shot if it is just a prop gun and cannot fire any real bullets?
Objection asked and answered.
I stated that because wasn't nobody pointing the prop at anybody, so it wasn't like anybody was trying to do anything to direct anything. It was to deter Relly from beating up Ills. It was to scare him, and he left the warning shot. It didn't work.
So, I want to be clear. Your testimony is that the defendant, knowing that Rowley knew that it was a prop gun, decided that what he wanted to do was to fire a warning shot with the fake gun that Rowley knew was a fake gun by pointing it in a downward position so that it would stop Rowley from attacking Hills. Is that your position?
Calls for speculation. Sustained.
I'll re-ask. I want to make sure I'm understanding your testimony. You testified, Relly knows it's prop gun, correct?
Yes,
You testified the defendant knows that Relly knows it's prop gun, correct?
yes,
You testified that the defendant is pulling out this prop gun that everybody knows is a prop gun in order to stop Relly from attacking Hills, correct?
yes,
And you further testified that he fires the first shot as a warning shot, pointing the gun down, even though it's a prop gun that can't fire anything that everybody knows is a prop gun. Is that correct?
Objection.
Over.
Is that correct?
rephrase it, please.
Please read the question back. I have one question after this, Your Honor.
And you further testify that he fires the first shot as a warning, pointing the gun down, even though it's a prop gun that can't fire anything that everybody knows is a prop gun. Is that correct?
Yes,
You testified that's what happened, correct?
yes,
Let me ask you something. As you sit here, Mr. Phillips, does what you're saying sound reasonable?
Objection or.
Sustained.
It's not further.
I asked.
No, we're done with Mr. Phillips.
Sure.
Yes, he's been asked every question that he could possibly
I have
ask.
one more.
All right, I can't fathom another question.
It's a good one.
Excuse,
What?
It's a good one, all right.
excuse subject to recall, Your Honor. That's foundational in this court.
All right, yeah, if you're notified to come back, you must come back, but if either side wants him back, I'm gonna wanna know, what the offer of proof is.
Your Honor, just so it's clear, that's foundational in the evidence going forward.
Right, I understand that.
I do not anticipate that he would be called back.
Evidence goes section 1235?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if it happens that you're notified to return, you must return, so you are not excused, understand?
So I stay in California.
Oh, so this means that the prosecution is going to have a number of days of rebuttal case. Wow.
Well, you don't have to stay in California, but if you're notified to return, you must be here the very next day. All right, but now, you can go.
Thank you for
All
your
right, we'll be in recess till 1:30.
What an absolute horrifyingly bad cross-examination, in my opinion. Yeah, Heather, the prosecution is going to rebuttal. I don't know with what. I honestly don't know with what. I'm struggling here to understand if they are putting on a rebuttal case, what on earth that should be, unless they are doing, because we've seen this in other, I have seen this in other trials, where they more or less just wants to go through their case in chief one more time. Oh. But while we sat here listening to this, I as soon know to make a song. Let's see what it came up with. It's the prop gun blues.
He on the stand, prop gun in his hand. Prosecutor wildin', now they got a plan. Tantrum in the courtroom, shouting real loud, but we keep it cool, moving with the crowd. Lewin throwing shade, trying to make it stick. 12 in the mix, got him feeling slick. Innocent or guilty, man, it's all a game. But we staying flying, gonna take the blame. Prop gun blues, they can't handle the truth. 12 stand firm, we ain't losing our youth. Prosecutor mad, throwing fits with no proof. Keep it mumble loud, we gon' raise the roof. Evidence stacking, but it's all a sham. Prosecutor sweating, man, he in a jam. 12 on the mic, speaking real facts. They ain't got nothing, now that's just a fact. In the alleyway, shadows start to dance. Prosecutor fumbles, they ain't got no chance. Street lights flicker, truth in our hands. 12 stand solid, hold in his stance. Prop gun blues, they can't handle the truth. 12 stand firm, we ain't losing our youth. Prosecutor mad, throwing fits with no proof. Keep it mumble loud, we gon' raise the roof.
All right, folks. It is 9 p.m. where I am. I have work tomorrow. I will do the afternoon session tomorrow morning when I can start 9:30, and we will go through with whatever happens after lunch. But everybody, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Sebastian Miller for being a member for 14 months, saying, Judge, really need to wake up. Yeah. Dave came in. A fist is on your hand. Is that what he said? Yeah. Every time Lewin gets excited, he stumbles on his words. And it is kind of amusing, because for me, this is embarrassing for the profession to see him throw these temper tantrums every time. Gwendolyn, member for 6 months. Does this lawyer thinks he's doing a good job? Yeah, Lewin actually believes he is Superman. He's been a prosecutor for decades, and he thinks he's good. And then thank you to Dave for your $5 super chat saying, everyone, it is support your local Swedish streamer day. Yes, it is. It is that day every day. So you can support me with the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and if you have the possibility, accepted, never demanded, some monetary support. But that is what I had for you guys today. I will see you back here tomorrow morning around 9:30, where we will go through the afternoon of today. And then we'll catch up with what happens tomorrow morning in the trial. Okay, everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to do this. And hug your family. Unless your family is crap, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. Okay? See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.